Hello, everyone, and welcome to another great episode of Spill the Tea. I'm your host, Keisha Savory, and my cohort in crime is
Nicole Gurley.
That's right. And we are here representing OCPS counselors, and we're looking at the things that we can do for our seniors as they prepare for that next step. So we are joined by two fabulous ladies. We've been having convo. So you guys are going to get some great information today that are going to help you guys in that preparation. And today's topic is really about tips for leaving home, pretty much getting ready, things you should think about. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our first guest for today, all the way from Sacred Heart. Give it up for Kim Perrette.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me today. My name is Kim Perrette, and I do represent Sacred Heart University, which is in Fairfield, Connecticut, about an hour outside of New York City. But I actually live here in Florida. So if you decide to apply to Sacred Heart, then I'll be your admissions counselor. So thank you.
Awesome. And from Seton Hall, we have Anea Evans.
Hi guys, my name is Ernea Evans, and I am from Seton Hall University. I also live in Florida. I live in Southwest Florida. So if you do decide to apply to Seton Hall, I will be the person that will read your applications and answer all the questions that you have for me.
So in other words, if you see her on the street, you might want to buy her Starbucks or,
I like that idea.
So really just in the introduction, we were talking about, some tips for our kids, especially being in Florida. A lot of our students may not leave because, right now we're taping in December, for those of you that are watching, and it is warm. Not most of the country is. So it takes a lot for them to think about leaving the state. So for you guys, when you're thinking about stuff to help students in their transition to college, what would make that transition a little easier? So I'll go with Nay. Hook us up with an answer.
So so Seton Hall is in South Orange, New Jersey, and as a Floridian, we know it's very difficult to see something outside of Florida, right? So the biggest thing that I would say is get comfortable knowing that the only place in the country where it's hot is Florida all year long. That's it. True. It's Florida. I know you think but there's Texas and California and Georgia and New Orleans and all of the other South states. But the reality is they do drop in temperature, right? They do get a little bit chilly. Some of those states actually still get snow. There's parts of Nevada and up in the mountains where it actually snows, where there's a desert. So get comfortable with knowing that in other parts of the country, it gets cold and it's okay. You'll survive, right? We all have. I'm originally from Ohio and I live in Florida. The school's in New Jersey. It gets cold. It's fine. You put on a coat. You get to dress in these amazing fashions that you don't get to wear in Florida, right? Scarves and hats and coats and boots and jeans and long sleeve sweaters and all of these amazing things, right? The fashion in the fall and in the summer up north is amazing. So if you're a person that loves fashion, you'll definitely love being up north because you get to actually express yourself in a different way than flip-flops and shorts, right? So the other thing is that there's a bubble that can be burst leaving outside of the state, right? You grew up here. This is where you are. The first step to making a change for your life could possibly be going to school out of state. Right? I know it's scary. Mom and dad are like, this is my baby. I want them close to me. But guess what? They've made planes, trains, cars, all types of automobiles to get you there. You can get to your kid, your mom and dad can get to you. It's such an amazing experience. You're used to the people here. You're used to the life here. I know it's comfortable, but sometimes for change to happen and for you to be in a better place, you have to get uncomfortable and you have to do something different. It makes you grow as a person. It makes you, it gets you one step to being the best version of yourself when you decide to make a change and get out of being around the people that you're most comfortable with or familiar with. It also forces you to make friends. It forces you to step into a space that provides you with the necessary tools to grow. You never know the person that you could meet when you do decide to go to school out of state. And going to college, these are going to be the people that you meet that will be the godparents to your children. You're going to meet, you could possibly meet the love of your life. Your bridesmaids will be, or a groomsman could be in your class, in a classmate that you met on a hunch, or somebody you sat next to in the lunchroom. And these, again, are people that will be different in different backgrounds, different experiences. And that's what college is about. So just really being comfortable with being uncomfortable, to bring it all back to the question, and is one of the most important things that I can tell you when you make that decision to leave the state.
Cool. Kim?
Same question. Okay. Yeah, well, just to piggyback on Ernea's advice about the weather, it's not always cold. It's not always freezing. It's not always snowing. The falls are beautiful, the springs are beautiful, and it's really hot in the summer if you decide to stay. Yeah. So, but I think the first most important thing to remember is, even if you go away a few hours and you're still in Florida and you're going away, is that there will be an adjustment phase. No matter where you go, it's a huge adjustment, and everything's not going to be perfect on day one or week one or even month one. So I think if you go into it with the knowledge that, okay, this is going to be a huge adjustment and I'm going to have some growing pains. And I was actually thinking about this in the shower today, because that's where I do my most brainstorming. But I think this episode should be called Growing Away to College, because that's really what you do. I should patent that, right?
I like that.
But really, it's a growing stage and a growing phase, and you are going to have growing pains, along the way. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's, you have to take the fun with the growing pains as well. So, and I know we'll get into more specifics about things too.
Yeah. Wow. Just so you guys know, when 60 degrees hits here, people are breaking out their Uggs and their Parkers. So I don't know, they may be ready for that change in the wardrobe, but we totally get what you're saying.
Or just have that staple hoodie. It doesn't even have to be fashionable.
True.
Just have that hoodie to throw on.
Nice little.
Plenty of those in the bookstore too.
Yeah, plenty. And just keep in mind that snow days are sometimes a thing.
True.
So you get to stay in your room or home on snow days. I mean, nowadays you can have virtual class, thanks to the pandemic, but you still get to do it from the comfort of your dorm. Some of those things, hurricane season doesn't necessarily shut school down because we're not in school.
Right.
So there are some upsides to that. And you can go sledding and be outside. And, because we're both so close to New York City, going to see the tree over at
Rockefeller Center.
Thank you, Rockefeller Center. And they have an ice skating rink. There's some amazing things. You just have to really be comfortable, again, like Kim said, and have those growing pains, and understand that there's change, and within change, there's always good.
Yeah, that's great. So besides just getting warm and cozy and figuring out clothes and just accepting something new, are there any skills maybe that kids could be working on now, even not even seniors, but 9th, 10th, 11th? I know, Nay, you had said something about, meeting new friends and things like that. So what kind of skills do kids really need to be working on to open up their minds and succeed at a college that's far away?
You want me to go, Nate?
Sure.
Yeah, I think definitely just thinking about how you're going to get involved, once you get on campus, especially if you don't know anyone else going to the college that you've chosen. You have to be very open to new roommates and new clubs to join. I know that at Sacred Heart, I think every school has a first year program for their new students, but we also have a first 50 days. So we really want to make sure that our students have an activity every single day, so that they're not just sitting in their room, feeling homesick or whatever. They have something to do every day. So I think that's just a huge one, is really, work on those friendly skills. And I read something the other day about when you go away to college, it's so important to remember to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for helping me. Thank you, and you'll feel more comfortable asking for advice or directions if you're friendly and say thank you. Goes a long way.
Yeah.
Definitely.
To add to that, so I think it's important to know that, it's an important skill to really put yourself into the mindset of the first year, the first time you stepped into your high school, right? Yeah, you came with some people that knew you. Maybe you went from your junior high school, or which I think it's not called junior high school, middle school now, right?
Yeah.
And I was graduated so long ago, we called it junior high school, but nonetheless, you went from middle school into high school, and it was still a first day, right? And on that first day, you felt overwhelmed, right? Because it was like so much. You have people that are older than you, bigger than you, more experienced than you. They're, you have these things, you're a freshman all over again. So like Kim said, being able to right now, kind of tap into your social skills, kind of tap into what person do you want to be, right? You see yourself, okay, you're saying, this is my goal, right? College is the time where you're going to work towards your ultimate goal of what you're going to be, the type of human you're going to be, the type of career you're going to have, right? So how do I do that? Like Kim says, first, those freshman programs, like we at Seton Hall, we have an amazing one. It comes with a mentorship program and things like that. You really want to take advantage of that, right? Because you want to ask the questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to find somebody to help you with something you don't know. Because remember, every single person used to be you. And I know they may not act like it and they forget it, but they did, right? And there are people there to help you. This is your family now. Right? So get into the idea that my biological family is here at home, but my new family are the people that I'm going to spend the next 9 months with. You're spending more time with us than you do your real biological family. And if you decide to stay over the summer and get internships and go to summer school, you're with us like 11 months out the year. So it's like, get okay with saying, I'm going to meet new people. I'm going to talk to new people. I'm going to get myself mentally into the person that I want to be. So finding out what kind of clubs, not being afraid to kind of step out and be who you want to be, right? So now you could be, even if it's your job, like if they have part-time jobs after school, they could be, maybe meet a new person. When you're at work every day, just somebody comes in and it's like, hi, how are you? And being pleasant and things of that nature, right? Or learning something new about your coworker that you never knew, just having a conversation with someone that you probably never thought that you would talk to. Because when you get to college, a lot of the people you didn't think that you would normally be okay hanging out with or meeting are going to be the people that's going to be your best friends and the people that you're going to feel most comfortable around, because you're going to finally find out that high school wasn't it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. All of the popularity that comes with high school, it goes out the window. Once you turn that tassel from one side to the other and you go out into the world, nobody cares about how popular you were in high school, because they want to see, you're going to meet people who were less popular than you, who are more successful, and you can learn from them, right? So really just finding a place that puts you mentally in that space to say, I'm open to all these new experiences that will come my way.
And I think too, with that is just that first step. Sometimes I remember when I moved to Orlando and didn't know anyone myself, everybody is new. So everyone wants to make a new friend, whether you have 100 friends or one friend, everybody's open to have a conversation, to say hello. It's that first text message that says, hey, do you want to go get coffee? Or that first moment of like, hi, my name is Nicole, just getting over that fear, because everybody likes to make new friends and everybody is in the same place.
Definitely. I always say that you college, you tend to either gravitate toward your group or your group gravitates towards you. It's like, no matter what happens, I've never heard one person that said, I just didn't meet anybody. If that was that kid, they were the ones that didn't participate in any of it. They just went back home and just read, well, yeah, do they even read books anymore? But seriously, I love that you guys said that. And manners goes a long way, people. Thank you.
Please and thank you.
Saying
Please and
that.
thank
It's
you.
so
Good
true.
morning.
Exactly.
Hello. Eye contact, smiling.
Exactly. Especially if they're cute. But anyway, so, we're talking about the kids, and of course that's, or the students, that's always the main idea. But of course, there's one group that they make the decisions, and sometimes they're the most nervous about it, and that's the parents. And I know that at the college level, the colleges aren't necessarily working with the parents as much, but they're still present. And we tend to have a lot of students whose parents are like, you are not leaving the state of Florida, or I really don't want my baby to leave home. What are some tips you guys can give to those parents that are really concerned and nervous about their little baby birds flying the coop?
Let go. It happens. Let go, let God. I mean, no, seriously, let go. I know it seems very simple, and I am my mother's only child, right?
Hey, right there
that was it. And I went to school. I started off in Michigan, and she drove me, dropped me off, and went home, right? You have to understand that when you let go for them to go to college, right? You have said, I have done everything that I was supposed to do to make my small human the best version of themselves up until this point. I have instilled in them all of the knowledge that I had to give, all of the love, all of the concern, all of the everything that I had, I've given it to them, right? And you did this from the moment that they put that little baby in your arms. Once they leave out, you have said, I have done it all. Now, baby bird, go fly, right? And now you have to trust that you've done what you were supposed to do, and that they will remember everything that you have spoken into their lives, into their souls, into their spirits, every time they make a decision. Now, we know 18-year-olds, they're not adults. I know they are per the government, but
Right.
They're not. They're still children, right? They're just big children, right? And we get scared and we get nervous. You're more nervous than they are. They're good. They just like little people when they're walking around and they're indestructible. You pull them by the arm because they didn't have a tantrum, and they fall out the bed, they walk into the wall. They're indestructible. You've done what you're supposed to do, right? So now you have to let them go. We know you're going to miss them, but that's why I went to school a long time ago. We ain't have cell phones, video chats, none of that. I had a voice. I had an answering machine in my dorm with the phone off the wall.
Yep.
Right. And now you can have a full-fledged conversation face to face. You need to see your baby, FaceTime them.
Like we're doing right now.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Zoom, whatever you need. Have a weekly Zoom. Like Mama said, on Sunday, we have family time, and we gonna Zoom in, and everybody gonna check in and make sure they're okay. You can get on that plane, you can get on that train, you can get into that automobile, you can drive to them whenever you need to, but understand that you've done what I know it's hard. This is your baby. I have one. And I mean, who knows how I'm gonna, be when she gets ready to go. But I know that me and her dad have done everything we were supposed to do. And we have to let her go and experience. And she's gonna mess up. She's going to make us angry. We're not gonna be able to find her one day, and we're gonna go crazy. But guess what? As long as they are eating, they are well, and they are happy, that's it. Right? Because you can't keep them forever. I know we want to, but you can't. So just breathe and let go. And I promise they'll come back, because most of them don't get jobs when they graduate from college sometimes. And even if they do, they don't make enough money to live by themselves. So they're going to come back anyway. And even if they do make a lot of money and have a nice car and a whole bunch of other stuff, they still gonna come back. So don't they gonna always know that home is where you are. So just let go and breathe and just go visit.
Kim?
And that's all.
Is there anything else, Kim?
Especially Kim, because she had a human that went to college.
I did. And you talked about how parents are, want to keep their child at home and all that. I was ready, honestly. Like, fly away, little birdie. And she does come back often. But one thing that you may forget a skill that you may forget to teach them is how to do laundry. So be sure that they know how to do laundry, because they're going to be on their own with that. And you don't want them having their clothes ruined and then having to go buy new
clothes that don't fit or all pink or
I actually had a good friend of mine. Her son was starting to take his test, the SAT and ACT, and she's like just talking to me about different things. And she goes, one day I told him to do his laundry, and when I saw the basket he was walking past me with, it had a whole bunch of pink clothes in it. And I was wondering, well, son, what happened? And he's like, well, I washed my whites with one red shirt. I didn't think it would be a big deal. And so he's rocking some pink shirts. And she goes, I can't believe I'm about to pay $30,000 a year to send this kid off and he can't do his laundry. What else is he missing? So you bring up a really good point. I'll throw it out there. Do some adulting 101 with your kids, people.
Mac and cheese, ramen noodles.
Yes, and really some of the basics. I don't know if you guys have seen some of these things, so I'll throw some of them out. Have you had to ask any students to sign something and they're like, I don't have a signature? That's been happening quite a bit, or not even knowing their address or their phone number.
Social security number.
Let
me tell that one there. I had a student and I said, okay, well, what's your social? And she said, I don't know. I knew my social when I was like 13.
Right.
Like I started working when I was 14 years old. How do you not know your social? You can't do anything without a signature. You can't work a job without a social.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I had a cousin who I needed her to sign something and she said, I can't sign my signature. I learned how to write in cursive in the second grade. And again, this is in the 80s, but I'm like, it blows my mind at how much these kids, yes, please, wash your clothes, as Kim said, signature, how to go to the ATM and in the bank. You'd be amazed at how many students can't write a check, don't know how to take money out or put money in to an ATM, or banking go into the banking skills are so important.
How to handle your own bank
account, how to pay your bills.
How to not open a credit card at every store. That's what I did in college. Every store was like, you get 20% off your purchase if you open a credit card.
Or if you do, get the card with them and then go over that information. Pay your bill off at the end of every month. Don't if you want to take credit, if you want to use a credit card and get the perks of the card and things of that nature, you have to ask yourself, do I have the cash to pay for this in 2 days when it posts to my account so I can just go in and pay it off? Like little things that we don't think about. That finance piece is such a big one that I think high school should even teach, but this is not what this is about. But you get my point. Like
that's a whole different.
But these soft skills. How to properly clean too, right?
Yes.
Because, and I mean, I'm gonna be careful because I may make somebody angry, so I'm gonna be very particular about my words here, right? Some people know how to clean better than others because some people are treated one way versus another way that the other person is treated. So certain groups know how to clean a lot better than the other, and we know reasons, and it's so important, right? Know how to clean. You're sharing a space with another person and you don't want them to hate you because you're gross. And that's a thing, right? Washing clothes. I mean, it's just these small tasks that we call our parents for at every turn, right? How do I take care of this? What they say? You lead a horse to water. No, what is it? You give a fish a man, he's not hungry, he's fed for the day. If you teach him how to fish, he can, whatever, you get the point. You get the point.
One of those.
Teach them
All of that. All of that stuff, right? You
Yeah.
have to be able to teach them this because it's so important.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And
again,
one thing we haven't mentioned is their phone and their, whatever their phone program is or whatever. Is it unlimited? Is it not? Because I know I think it's a little bit better now with all the, different companies, but I remember back a few years when, the phone bills would be, huge because the students didn't know there was a limit on texting or on how many minutes you had or whatever. I think that's probably solved itself now, but a monthly budget is always a good thing to have. If you're going to give your students a monthly allowance, talk about that, write down, okay, I need food if I don't eat on campus, or I need, a little bit of entertainment money, a little bit of clothing money. So it's, it's a learning process.
especially if they didn't work in high school, right? Because I mean,
and a lot
it's
of them don't.
a lot. I was just about to say a lot. I started working at 14. My husband didn't start working until he got to college. So nonetheless, two different mind states when it comes to how do you handle your money. You can't just go and spend it all. So this is the year we say, mom and dad, sit them down, or grandma, whoever the person is, and say, listen, this is how we do this. This is what and I know money is that can get real tricky when it comes to families, but they need to understand that money legit definitely grows from a tree, but it doesn't grow on it. So you have to really get them to understand how important that dollar is with everything that they purchase.
I think we need to reiterate the money not growing on a tree part. Just kids, parents, I'm sure you are helping. It does not grow on a tree. So you got to earn
an
that.
ATM is not an unlimited amount of money. It's just what's ever available in the account. So be aware of what's in your account, because you can't just go to the ATM every day and pull out $20, $30 and think that somebody else is going to refresh it. It doesn't work like that.
So once moving on from then what they actually need, like the skills and things, Kim, take us to what the first day looks like. What does that drop-off day actually look like for our kids that don't have any older siblings or parents, or don't even know what that looks like?
It's a lot of crying. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I mean, every school does it differently. But I know at Sacred Heart, it's a big party, a big welcome, so I think that, makes it a little bit easier for the goodbye part. But for students coming in, and we do have, quite a few coming in from different states who don't know anybody else. So we have a whole welcome committee. You pretty much just get thrown in right away. Plus you have had the ability to meet your roommate, online like this, or by phone, or however. And so I don't think really any student feels completely alone on that first day. And we do have parent sessions on move-in day. So to make that, separation a little bit, parents go this way, students go this way, just for a little bit. And, and then of course they can come back together and say goodbye. But it's such a busy day, and usually we have a little kickoff event in the evening. So, the parents are still there, and, by the time the day's over, everybody's just tired, and, and it's okay to go your separate ways. I don't know. How do you guys do it, Nick?
So same, it's a big event. Like, you're having all of the clubs are out on what we call the green, which is the center part of campus. You have our Blue Crew, which is like our tour guides, and they work in the admissions office. They're there. Some admissions people are there. CAS, which is the Center for Academic Success, which is our freshman studies group. They staff it. Your dorm people are there. Your RA, everybody is on the green helping you move in. You may have sent some stuff to campus from Amazon, Target, or whatever. So you're going to have all of that stuff available at the mail room that you'll go pick up. And then you're going to be back and forth, getting all of the things that you need that you didn't know, coordinating with your roommate to make sure that your dorm is nice and ready to go. Later that night, for Seton Hall at least, and some other universities may do this, we also have a Target run for Seton Hall students only. So Target closes about an hour too early, and they allow the Seton Hall incoming freshmen and their families to go shopping on their own. So it's just Seton Hall people in Target at that particular
What?
time.
That's so cool.
Let's make a
Yeah,
new
so
Target
Yeah.
run here.
yeah, it allows you to just kind of pick up whatever it is that the last minute things that you didn't realize you needed. So it's such an amazing day. It's really overwhelming. So like Kim said, you may not cry until the next day when you realize that, whoa, like we're really about to go into, I'm about to go home and now this is your home. But yeah, you're going to be so busy, really taking in the atmosphere. But this is an opportunity for you to kind of meet some people and go see all of the organizations that are available, pick up some stuff and then take it back to your dorm to read later. You're getting to meet your suite mates, if you're in a suite or if it's a double or a quad or whatever, and really, settling in. And then it's like a weekend of events. So we do, I don't know, it's like a whole bunch of things that they do for that weekend to really get people like, oh my God. And then on Monday we start school. So it's, the high goes from here to here and you're like, here we are.
It's like welcome to reality.
Exactly. But it is a lot of tears, but a lot of cheers happen during that particular weekend. But that first day is definitely a lot of moving and getting settled and
A lot of emotions. Yeah.
a lot of emotions from up to down and all around.
And it's not like the moving day is going to come to them as a surprise. Like there's information that goes out about this. So I know we are constantly trying to remind our students, hey, you need to read emails. I'm going to reiterate for you guys, read your email so you can find out about these things and be prepared before that drop-off day.
Your university email too, because you'll have that well before and you'll have access to it. Make sure that you are familiarizing yourself with your university email. After you've paid your deposit, things will start to change and you'll start to get your university credentials. And at one point, it will switch from your personal email to just your university email. So please make sure that you familiarize yourself with that platform, whatever it may be. For Seton Hall is PirateNet. I'm from Sacred Heart. I'm sure they have theirs that you go in and everything you need is there. So really, really read those emails and familiarize yourself with that. Sorry.
No, you're good. I think, we're talking about all these things and you mentioned the good part is that, after all that happens, now you're here. What next? And we've talked about a different range of emotions, but, we also know that one of our key topics these days is mental health. And, you have those kids that may not necessarily be, extroverts, outgoing and, readily making themselves available to others. If a kid is not in the right mindset, maybe they're sad, could be just homesick, or maybe they realize, man, after that first biology class, maybe I'm not going pre-med. Where can a kid go? Like, what can they do once they're on your campus to help them get through that, or at least start to learn how to deal with that on their own? Either one.
Yeah, I know at Sacred Heart, we have, a counseling center that is, and now that I think mental health is really on the forefront of a lot of college campuses, and that's so good because it's so needed. We even have like a little area in our counseling center for like drug addiction. I mean, we have all the bases covered there. And, with us being a Catholic university, of course, we have our beautiful chapel and, priest and, available to chat as well. So I think as part of our 50 days program, that's very much instilled in, every day that, hey, if you need some help with anything, here's a resource for you. And, it's not shamed anymore. It's a real thing. I mean, Simone Biles did it, you know?
Yes.
So it's people feel more comfortable saying, hey, I need help with this. So I think it's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Seton Hall is also a Catholic school. So I'm glad that Kim touched on that. You know, I know if spirituality is a thing for you, I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
Spirituality is a thing for you. Then, you know, we have, and this could be any religion, right? Yes, we are a Catholic school, but we do have everybody just about represented if spirituality is a thing for you. So you can always have it through campus ministries. You can go there, the counseling center. Again, with our CAS comes a mentor. So if your stress is more so based upon classes and things of that nature, then you can always, you know, reach out to your mentor and say, hey, you know, I really need to talk to you a bit about what I'm going through with my classes. You know, can you help guide me through this? Because of course, these mentors are upperclassmen. So they've been in that space. So the biggest thing is, you know, being okay wanting to talk to somebody. And, you know, if you know, talk to your professors, you know, sometimes you just need to say, hey, doctor or whoever, you know, I'm really struggling, you know, I'm struggling because of this and this. And, you know, I'm struggling in your class, or, you know, you're going to talk to somebody else and you're saying, I'm missing my mom, or I'm missing, you know, that's when you pick up the phone and call mom and say, come and visit. Parents, this is your opportunity to really be like, okay, here comes mommy, you know, to make it all better. But definitely, reach out to the counseling center, talk to your mentors if they are available at the colleges that you choose to. Talk to any spiritual advisors if that's your thing, on your campus if they're available. Again, Sacred Heart, Seton Hall, we have amazing chapels, so you can go in and do a confession or just talk to the priest, however that, I'm not Catholic, so however that works for you. But it's 1000% on the forefront for us to make sure that our students' mental health is taken care of while they're there.
Cool. I love that you guys actually have the, you know, the ability to speak to someone, because like you said, this is something that we're more aware of. And, you know, it's good that you guys know, for those of you watching, that you're not the only one. There's a reason why every school has this. So in this transition, even for parents, if you're at home and you're sad about your baby bird flying away, you can seek help. There's always going to be someone you can talk to as well. So we want to make sure that you don't have to feel like they're going to be alone. Someone on campus is there for them. And I know that even as an adult, someone is here for you as well. So just letting you know.
Yeah. And thank you so much for joining us today. I'm hoping the kids have learned so much. If you guys want to take maybe a minute or so to give us a little background on your schools and where you're from, just so we get to know, open our minds as well to schools that are out there besides the ones we know of. So Kim, did you want to tell us a little bit about?
Sure. Sacred Heart University, as I said before, is in Fairfield, Connecticut, about an hour outside of New York City. We're a private Catholic university with about 6,000 undergraduate students. We are known for our majors in healthcare, nursing, all the healthcare fields. Business is very popular. We're growing a lot and have great programs now in engineering and communications. We're also a really big athletic school. We're Division I, so we're a smaller D1 school, but we have over 30 sports teams. And so I think if you don't play a sport and you come to Sacred Heart, you have to kind of love sports, because there's always some kind of sporting activity going on. But it's a really exciting, growing campus, just an exciting place to be right now.
Great, thank you. And how about you, Fernaya?
So Seton Hall, small private liberal arts Catholic school located in South Orange, New Jersey. We only have about 6,000 undergraduate students that attend. So, you know, that small class size, if that's what you're looking for, that's pretty much what we offer. Over 90 different majors, minors, and pre-professional, business, health sciences, like Kim. You know, we have a bunch of dual programs like physician assisting, physical therapy, athletic training, speech language, and pathology. We also have now a dual MD program. So we have a med school. We have a bunch of dual law. So if you're thinking about becoming an attorney, we have a bunch of 3+3 law programs. We also have, yeah, right. We also are big with diplomacy and international relations. And our engineering program is now a 3+2 with the Stevenson Institute of Technology. So you get your bachelor's, master's. So again, a little bit of everything for everybody in that major field. Not everything, but you know, if you're looking for, we may be able to get it for you. Over 120 clubs, organizations. We are Division I Big East. So basketball is your jam. I know Florida. Florida is it. That football, I get it. But if basketball is your jam, we're gonna be getting ready to head into March Madness in a few months. So look for Seton Hall. Seton Hall played over in Fort Myers this past Thanksgiving against Ohio State, and as an Ohio resident, well, former resident, I guess, I was at odds because Seton Hall, Ohio State, but it worked out, right? But basketball is your jam. But like Kim said, if you're not into playing, we like playing on a NCAA level, we definitely have a bunch of intramural and club sports. But again, sports, you gotta love it, right?
Yes.
We got clubs, organizations, so sororities, fraternities, you name it, we got it. So if you're looking for just a place where you can kind of grow and be you and treat, you know, and although we're Catholic, and I can probably say that this stands for Kim too, Catholic is what we were founded by, right? But the reality is you can come to us as you are. Come to us if you're atheist, if you're Protestant, if you're Muslim, if you're Jewish, whatever you identify yourself with spiritually, we welcome you. Our goal is for everybody to treat each other with respect and dignity. It doesn't matter what your background is. And if that's the type of place that you want to be in and the type of school that you want to be a part of, Seton Hall definitely can provide that for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
We know we've kept you guys super long and you got to get back to work and kids and everything else. So thank you for joining us.
Yes. And if you guys are watching, you like what you see, especially if you like this episode, feel free to press like on YouTube, tell your buddies and friends. It's not just for people in Orlando, but hey, share the love. It's for all of us. But thank you guys again so much. And we'll see you again on another episode of Spill the Tea.
Yeah.